Hey, it's Kaylee. You know me as the Parts Girl, and I work here at PartsEdge. Thanks for following this awesome journey as we highlight thought leaders and trailblazers, share best practices in fixed ops, and cover success stories of how dealers sell more parts and service. This is the PartsEdge podcast with Kaylee Felio.
Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Ted Ings. We are in Dallas, Texas at the Snell Motor Company at their Jaguar Land Rover dealership. I'm here with Kaylee Felio from PartsEdge, our great friend at the roundtable. And Kaylee, I'll ask the folks who are with us here today to introduce themselves, starting with this gentleman right here.
Zach Carter. I'm the parts manager for Land Rover Frisco.
My name is Romeo Chaitis. I'm the assistant parts manager at Land Rover Dallas.
Sean Cauthen, parts manager at Land Rover Dallas.
And Kaylee, the Snell Motor Company is a client of yours at PartsEdge, if I'm not correct.
Yes, they are.
I know you had some questions to ask the group today, so if you don't mind, I'll let you get things started.
Absolutely, yes. I wanted to ask you guys, what about PartsEdge, or what has PartsEdge done to help you become more efficient? And I think I want to start with Sean, because our relationship goes back to 2008 working with PartsEdge, so long time.
I've been with PartsEdge for a long time. And it was great for me to be able to get PartsEdge to come in here because of the efficiencies and things that they brought in my past. But with PartsEdge, with the sourcing and availability, the reports, they make a parts manager's job a lot more doable without having to spend hours and hours looking at spreadsheets or data. It puts everything into a nice sourcing table to be able to read it and save time and process orders faster, sell parts easier because you know where they're at.
Romeo, but what about you from your perspective, the PartsEdge?
My perspective, I typically, I'm on the end of it. I do all the parts ordering, so it makes my life a lot easier. Instead of spending hours going through an order, find out what I need to order, not need to order, I just run a report and it just breaks it down to a simple report, and I just go through it. Take me a few minutes to go through it. Just process the order and submit it instead of spending hours looking at it.
And Zach, your location is a different JLR location. Tell us about from your perspective.
It's really freed up a lot of my time that I was spent, looking at returns and obsolescence and trying to manage that aspect of it. I was, spending, multiple hours a day looking at different, looking at the sources that I did have and, what was aging in it and what wasn't. And now I'm able to, spend an hour and nail down what I need to send back.
Sean, how important is it in this day and age for you to be able to find efficiencies in parts and to make your day more efficient and, again, have that trickle down throughout your organization?
And also, too, if I may add, how does that equate to value and profit, too? Because I think a lot of time what happens is I don't think a lot of people realize how much time the parts manager takes to read the data and look at and dig for what they really need to dig for to make decisions. So
reporting is a big part of it, and the availability of PartsEdge to be able to call them and ask them for help or find specific data. But looking at source tables and stuff like that, finding day supply or sales or any of these items that a parts manager would look at on a normal basis, to be able to have it done for you, have parts movement within a rim source or a non-rim source, and just look at that data and be able to identify with it and move on and not spend all day trying to dissect it and what it means or what it looks like. One of the biggest things it's done for me is at one point we were over $1 million in inventory. Since PartsEdge just came in and helped us ratify the sourcing tables, I've been able to drop my inventory down to about 830,000. Still have a really high turn rate, so our investment is a lot less, but our turn rate is really high, and we're not losing sales per se. It's the turn rate's way high, so it's a lot more cost effective for the dealer group in that manner.
Romeo, a lot of people in the dealership wonder what the parts manager actually does, but a lot of your time is spent, like Sean just says, at looking at these tables and all that. Talk to us about that a little bit, if you would.
Well, from my perspective, it's freed up a lot of our time. Now, I go back to Texas, a few minutes for myself to go through the order and decide what I need. and now I can get up and walk around and manage people, like what's going on our day to day. We have a body shop. I take a day a week. I go to the body shop and spend a day at the body shop just to make sure that everything is
Sure.
running productive over there as well.
Sure.
So that's what it's done for me. It just frees up time.
Zach, from your perspective as well?
Time. I mean, it's time is key, and spending time with my employees and training them and growing them in the business, and not having my day just tied up digging into the numbers. I'm able to actually interact with my my personnel and grow them with the business.
I think the biggest part about that is we're spending time working on the business, not in the business.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
It gives us time to grow our people. Before we sat behind the desk looking at numbers, and now we have time to get up and find out what's going on, see if they need any help, or coach them along the way. Everybody needs help sometime.
We all need a coach, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody needs a coach. And if you're tied up with a lot of administrative tasks and looking at the numbers and the data, Kaylee, what else would you like to ask these folks here?
I wanted to piggyback on that. You're talking about everybody needs help. So the deal with PartsEdge is I started with them in 08. I was a brand new parts manager then, got into the business, had a big head, didn't think I needed any help. My CFO came down and said, hey, we're going to bring these guys in to help you with your material. I said, I don't need that help. I got this. But he came in, and Chuck, I've known Chuck for a long time. And anyway, Chuck came in and he started teaching me. He taught me about all the things that a parts manager needs to know that doesn't ever get taught, because we get tossed into the position and said, here, handle it.
Yeah.
And there's no training per se, but Chuck really took his arm around me and helped me out and grew me. And it has helped me exponentially in my career.
Yeah, and that's a great point, because that happens a lot sometimes. I talk about PartsEdge a lot, and they're like, well, why do I need this? I don't really, everything is going great. But it just kind of goes to show, just hearing what you guys talk about, is just the time savings and having that support, and actually someone that gets you and gets parts.
And I will say on that also is that, it's great for young parts managers and people. I mean, I've been doing this for 30 years, and it's great for experienced parts managers. It alleviates time to do something else. It is just a wonderful program that helps us on our day-to-day.
And gentlemen, I would imagine there are a lot of parts managers who say, you know what, I don't need any help, right? I can do all this alone, but having a partner like PartsEdge can make a difference.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So I also wanted to talk about just, going full circle, talking about everything, just the inventory management or the return process, kind of digging in a little bit deeper of how we help support you guys in that. Is that something that you guys want to touch on?
Yeah, as far as the return process on my side, I mean, we have parts that
And obsolescence.
yeah, absolutely. We have parts that are protected through the RIM program that we buy from the manufacturer, and then there's some that aren't. Prior to PartsEdge coming on, all that was mixed together, so we really didn't have a grasp on what we could and what we couldn't return to JLR. So by bringing PartsEdge in, now I'm able to see what's in RIM, what's not in RIM. I'm not wasting money on protected parts, sending them back to JLR. I'm letting them, I'm just letting that naturally happen, and I'm able to keep the inventory clean with the money that we do get.
Yeah. So like giving you the data, the reports to help with that. And so would you say your obsolescence, or do you know kind of average how much obsolescence you have, or how much it's decreased since you started using us?
So prior to PartsEdge, I mean, I was sitting, I would say probably around 20 to 25,000 in obsolescence, and now I'm just under 5 to 6,000. So,
And most of that is.
And most of that's just a kind of clothing knickknacks, merchandise that you see out here. That
So basically, you have zero obsolescence.
right, from a parts, an actual hard part. I mean, I have really none.
Yeah, and same with you.
Yeah, we're the same way. We use it to get rid of our obsolescence, helping this and figuring out how to order parts efficiently and correctly, and moving fast parts and this and that, and really growing the obsolescence that we can use is a huge game changer, especially for the Land Rover side of it.
And that investment that the dealer makes, it's huge not to have obsolescence. That's wasted money.
Well, gentlemen and Kaylee, on behalf of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, in our community. Thank you so much for telling us about your experience with PartsEdge here at Snell Motor Company in Dallas, Texas. And by the way, congratulations on being a Fixed Ops Roundtable certified dealer. We appreciate all that you do for the industry, and congratulations to all of you as well.
Thank you.
And Kaylee, congratulations to you, Fixed Ops Roundtable certified partner now. So,
Thank you.
all right. I'm Ted Ings. I'm here with Kaylee Felio. We are here in Dallas, Texas at the Snell Motor Company. We will be right back.